Hey Flock, how are you? Fearless Gray Live today is about fitness. So yesterday we talked about fitness a little bit, like greater good fitness and being fit with your body for like something other than yourself, like for your community and for pursuit of purpose, you need to be fit. Well, let's talk about fitness for your mind, because if you're going to pursue your purpose, you really need to be fit of mind. And when we get to be fearless gray age, I think sometimes we can just start to slack off because we think we've done all the hard lifting, we've had our career, we raised our family, we don't need to be engaging our mind quite as much, which is not true. Why do we need to engage our mind? Because we want to pursue this purpose, and in order to pursue this purpose, we really need to have a fitness, quote unquote, fitness of our mind. And today I want to talk about reading. It's really important. I think, as our societies, we get more into digital, and of course I'm on digital, or all these shows on demand. I think reading can start to slack in our life. And I have a confession to start with. First of all, I would say for the first, all of my adulthood up until 45, when people would ask me if I'm reading, I'm like, no, I don't read. Not that I thought it was cool or anything. It's just no, I don't read. And what were my excuses? Oh, I don't have time. I don't find anything I like. I made other priorities in my life. And my other confession, I have two today, is when my kids were little, I didn't even read to them that much. I started out reading a lot, but then if you can imagine, three little girls, age 4, 3, 2, and on every page there was 5 million questions. So I didn't really read to my kids. So I hate to say it, but I didn't really value reading enough, either in my kids' life or in my life. Side note, my kids are fine. Some of them actually really two of them are really good readers, and so I didn't ruin them. That's the good news. But let's talk about if you're going to start reading, what kind of things can you read, to engage or to pique your interest so that you are going to want to pursue your passion. What if you start reading a biography? If there's somebody you read about in the news, or somebody that you saw that you want to find out more about their life, start with a biography. Or how about if you want to, they're curious how something works. I read this really good book when I kind of started to read. It was about how America made the train. I'm not getting the words, but the train from across and through the mountains, and how they dug through the mountains and they came within 6 minutes of each other. Who would think that's going to be one of the first books I start reading again? It's kind of it intrigued me, how did that happen? You might want to read a book about why do bad things happen to good people, or why should you travel, or all different kinds of whys. So if you're looking to start reading, think about biographies, maybe a why or a how. And of course then there's always fiction books, which I think are such a great way to drag us back into reading or engage us back into reading. So just to summarize, why do we need fitness of mind? It's really that greater good, because we can live a much better life in 5, 10, 20 years if we're engaging our mind and doing these things to challenge our mind. And I think it's one of those things that we kind of take for granted, I'll do that later. But why? Let's not get rusty. Let's keep engaging our mind. As we retire and as we move into fearless gray age, let's not let our mind slack off. Because if we keep our mind engaged, every day is kind of interesting and joyful anyways. So today, that's just fearless gray for today. Let's keep our mind fit too. And today's focus was on reading. Anyways, are you reading any good books? I'll take a picture and show you. I'm reading this book called The Way of the Warrior by Erwin McManus. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. So let me know what you're reading.